Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple, and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the I.S.U.P.K like your weird, misunderstood Sabbath. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the I.S.U.P.K. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, a.k.a. Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
Yeah. Cold shit. All right. La Shalom. I imagine Wapan Yahakodam. All right, this is the Sabbath service. We're going to send up the prayers first in the Hebrew, then in the English. All right, everyone repeat after me. Abba Nawa, Shabbat Shemai, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakutka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathandanao, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawawak Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawawak Yanawa, Wala'a, Tabaya'a Nawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahataparath, La'iwalamyam, Aman. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak the power. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Babakushai, Nathandanao, Hakak, Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, La Tahar, Hamatazariah, Hakak, La Hakoyim, Hamathim, Hakak, Al Rakawath, Hatama'ala, the Garshan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, the Waraman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness, all manner of disease, the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. And blessings. Rakata Yahweh, Wa Yahushua, Wa Mayaka'ala, Wa Alahayim, Tazab Ya'a Alawap Yohana, Ha Alawapim, Ha Serenium, Ha Kwatazayanyum, Ha Kayayoyim, Wa Ha Akwatian, Yahweh, Ba Shem Yahushua, the Waraman. In English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushua, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General YAHANNA, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Al-Haharim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'aim, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'aratazah, Al Yathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Al Yanawam, Shemarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al Yad, Yamyaka, Yawamum, Hashemash, La'ayakaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar Taza'atka, Waba Wa'aka, Ma'ita, Wa'aida Walam. In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yasha'Allah shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee. So he shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this day forth, even forevermore. So be it. Book of Psalms, chapter 83, in the Hebrew. Alahaya, Aldamaya Laka, Alta Karash, Alta Shakwat, Al Kayahana, Awayabika, Yahamayawan, Wamashanayaka, Nashaawa, Ra'ash, Al Aimaka, Yairiyamwa, Sawad, Wayata Ya'ai Tazawa, Al Tazapawanyaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakiram, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala, Iwad, Kaya, Nawai Tazawa, Lab, Yakadwa, Auyaka, Baryath, Yakarathwa, Ahoya, Arawam, Wayashamai Alayam, Mawaba, Wahagaryam, Gabal, Waimawan, Waimalak, Palashath, I'm Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gam Ashur, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zarawai, Labanya Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadian, Kasiyasara'a, Kayabian, Banakal, Koyashwan, Nashamadu, Bayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La'a Dama, Shayatamwa, Nadiyamua, Ka'irab, Wakazaaba, Wakazabak, Wakatazalmanai, Kal Nasiyakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Na Yarasha, Lanawa, Ath, Na'awath, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Ka'ash, Daba Ira Yaira, Wakalahaba, Wala Dalahat, Haryam, Khan, Daradapma, Basairaka, Dalahat, it's like Wabasawapaka, Dabahalam, I'm like a Mala'a, Panyaham, Kuala One, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayaba'al, it's like a Wayabahawa, Ad Ya'ad, Wayakaparwa, Waya Abadwa, Waya Da'aiwa, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahweh, Labadka, Ayawan, Al Kal Ha'arataza. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor, they became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Areb, and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes, as Zabah and as Amunah, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O Yahweh, it's like, O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burned the wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Yajimata, hands down. Sar, which means to turn. Yashabi, which means you could be seated. Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabbat to all the brothers, which means peace. Most High in the name of Christ, Most High in the name of Christ, bless you. And Yahweh Shemar Thad Bashem, Yahweh Shah to the sisters, which means Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. All right. This is the Sabbath service. Today we'll be reading the book of Exodus, chapter 38, verses 14. I actually got to change that. Verses 14 through chapter 39 and 31. All right, let me change that real quick. It's a lot here. Oh, I can't. Okay, no sweat. So yeah, we'll be reading the book of Exodus chapter 38, starting at verse 14 to Exodus 39 and 31. All right, so as usual, if you got your Blue Letter Bible app, you can use that, or if you got a Tanakh, physical Tanakh, you can turn to that as well to read along with us. We will be reading in the Hebrew first, and then in the English. All right, so this is the book of Exodus, chapter 38, verse 14 in the Hebrew. Kola ayam, kamash, aishara, ama, all ha-kathap, wad yaham, shalasha, wa adan yaham, shalasha. Verse 15, wa la kathap, ha-shanyam, ha-shanyaf, maza, wa maza, la sha'ira, ha-katazar, kola ayam, kamash, aishara, ama, Imadyaham, Shalasha, Wa Adanyaham, Shalasha, verse 16, Call, Kuala Aya, Ha Katazar, Sabayab, Shasha, Ma Shazar, 17, Waha Adanyam, La Imadyam, Na Kashath, Wa Waya, Ha Aim Wadyam, Wa Shawak Yaham Kasap Tazapua Watazap Waya Ra'ash Yaham Kasap Waham Ma Kashak Yam Kasap Call Imadia Ha-Katazar, verse 18. Wa Masad Sha'ira Ha-Katazar Ma'aisha La Raquam Tha Kalath Wa Ragaman Wata Wala Aith Shanya Wa Shasha Ma Shazar Wa Aishar Yum Ama Arad Wa Kwawamha Ba Rakab Kamash Amawath La Aimath Kwa La Aya Ha Khatazar 19 Wa Aimad Yaham Arabiha Wa Adanyaham Arabiha Na Kashath Wa Yaham Kasap wa tazap waya ra ash yaham wa kwa. It's like wa khashak yaham kasap. Verse 20. Wakal hayatadath hayatadath la ma shakan la wa la khatazar sabayab na kashath. Verse 21. Allah Allah pa kwawadam. It's like a pa kwawadya ha mashakan ha aidath ashar pakwad il paya masha ibadath ha la wayam bayad ayathamar ban aharan ha kahan. Verse 22. Wa batazala all ban a warrior ban hawar la mata Yahawada Aisha Ath Kal Ashar Tazawa Yahawasha. Verse 23. Wa'athwa Ahoya Abba Bun Akaya Samad La Mataha Dan Kharash Wa Kashab Warakwam Ba Thakalath Wa Ba Aragaman Wa Bath Wala Aith Hashanya Wa Bashasha. What is that? Find that. All right, in the English. Exodus chapter 38, verse 14. The hangings of the one side of the gate were 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. Verse 15. And for the other side of the court gate, on this side, on this hand and that hand, were hangings of 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. Verse 16. All the hangings of the court round about were fine twined linen, and the sockets of the pillars were of brass. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver, and the overlaying of their chapiters of silver, and all the pillars of the socket of the court were filleted with silver, or filleted with silver. Verse 18. And the hangings of the gate of the court was needlework of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen. And 20 cubits was the length, and the height in the breadth was 5 cubits, answerable to the hangings of the court. Now, a few weeks back, we went over what cubits are. All right, so we know what a cubit is. About the length of a forearm, right? And then we talked about these fabrics and things that we use to build a temple. I'm not sure what part this is, but to me it sounds like we're still building parts of the temple, like we're building that courtyard of the temple. So let's just keep reading. All right. Verse 19. And their pillars were 4, and their sockets of brass 4, their hooks of silver, and the overlaying of their chapiters and their fillets of silver. Verse 20. And all the pins of the tabernacle and of the court round about were of brass. Verse 21. The cost of the tabernacle. This is the sum of the tabernacle, even of the tabernacle of testimony, as it was counted according to the commandment of Moses, for the service of the Levites, by the hand of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. Verse 22. And Bezaleel of the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, made all that the Lord commanded Moses. Verse 23. And with him was Aholiab, son of the I.S.U.P.K, son of I.S.U.P.K, of the tribe of Dan, an engraver, and a cunning workman, and an embroiderer in blue and in purple, and in scarlet, and in fine linen. You know what this reminds me of, man? This reminds me of the brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers from all different types of tribes that have skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Officer Hazahab out of Harlem, right? Out of Harlem, New York. Brother is great with embroidery. You understand? Him and his mother, you know what I'm saying? His Amma. They are excellent with these embroidery skills. Not only the embroidery, you know what I'm saying? The brother makes garments, you know what I'm saying? Excellent work. Fine linens and, Dior and all type of stuff. Like, he just puts whatever he comes to mind, he puts it together, and that's his skill. You know what I mean? You got brothers who are good with blacksmithing, you know what I mean? With welding and, all these different type of things. You got brothers who are good with doing leather work. You know what I mean? It's all type of brothers and sisters that got tons of skills in the truth. You know what I mean? And that's what this is reminding me of. All these brothers with these different skills and abilities to do certain things, they all coming together to make this temple. All right. And that's what the kingdom of heaven is. That's what the kingdom of heaven is going to look like. We just all coming together to do whatever it is that needs to be done. All right. In the spirit of brotherhood. All right. So now we're going to go back to some Hebrew. You know what I mean? Basically what we just read was them building up the temple and the temple court. Okay. Or as they put it, the tabernacle. Okay. Verse 24 in Hebrew. Call Hazahab. Damn. Speaking of the brother, you know what I'm saying? And said the name. Call Hazahab, right? Which means all the gold. Right? Hey, that's funny. So as you can see, oh dang, you can't even see it. Hold up. Here we go. All right, so yeah, there it is. Zahab means gold. Ha-Zahab means the gold. Okay, so that's so in the spirit, if you ask me. So call Ha-Zahab, Ha-I-Shawa. It's like a Ha-I-Shawaya, La Mala'aka, La Mala'akha, Bakal Mala'akath, Ha-Kodash, Wa Yahaya, Zahab, Ha-Thanwapa, Tashai, Wa Aisharayam, Kakar, Wa Shabai, Ma Awath, Wa Shalashim, Shakwal, Ba Shakwal, Ha Kodash, verse 25, Wa Kasap, Pakwawadia, Ha Aida, Ma'ath, Kakar, Wa Alap, Wa Shabai, Ma Awath, Wa Kamashha, Wa Shabayim, Shakwal, Ba Shakwal, Ha Kodash, verse 26. Ba Kwa'ai, La Galagalath, Ma Katazayath, Ha Shakwal, Ba Shakwal, Ha Kodash, Lakal, Ha Aibar, Al, Ha Paquadium, Mabun, Aisharium, Shana, Wa Ma'aiha, La Shasha, Ma'awath, Alap, Wa Shalash Tha, Wa Shalashath, Wa Shalashath, Alapium, Wa Hamash, Ma Awar, or it's like a Ma'awath, Wa Chamash Yam, verse 27, Wa Yahaya, Ma'ath, Kakar, Ha Kasap, La Tazakwath, Ath, Adanya, Ha Quadash, Wa'ath, Adanya, Ha Parakath, Ma'ath, Adanya. It's like Adanyam, La Ma'ath, Ha Kakar, La Adan. Verse 28. Wa'ath, Ha Alap. It's like a Wa'ath, Ha Alap, Wa Shabai, Ha Ma'awath, Waha Masha, Wa Shaba'ayam, Aisha, Wawayam, La Aimawad, Yam, Wa Tazapah, Ra Ashayam. It's like a Ra Ash Yaham, Wa Kashak, a thumb. Hold on 1 second. All right. How's the Dust said they have a question. It's like I'm just seeing your response. If you got a question, just put it in the chat and I'll read it. All right, verse 30, or it's like it, verse. Let's start at verse 29. Wanakashath ha kanawapa shaba ayam kakar wa alapium wa arabai ma awath shakwal. Verse 30. Waya Aisha Baha Ath Adanya Pathak Ahal Ma Wa'aid Wa'ath Mazabak Ha Na Kashat Wa'ath Ma Kabar Ha Na Kashath Ashar Lawa Wa'ath Kal Ya Ha Mazabak. Verse 31. Wa'ath Adanya Ha Katazar Sabayab Wa'ath Adanya Sha'ira Ha Katazar Wa'ath Kal Yathadath Ha Mashakun Wa'ath Kal Yathadath Ha Katazar Sabayab. Next chapter, chapter 39. Verse 1. Wa man ha ta kalath Waha Aragaman, Watha Wala Aith, Hashanya, Aishawa, Bagadya, Sharad, La Sharath, Ba Kodash, Waya Aishua, Ath, Bagadya, Ha Kodash, Ashar, La Aharan, Kashar, Tazawa, Hawa, Ath, Masha. Verse 2. Waya Aisha, Ath, Ha-Apad, so like Ha-Apad, Zahab, Ta Kalath, Wa Aragaman, Wata Wala Aith, Shanya, Washasha, Mashazar. Mashazar. All right. Now, in the English, the book of Exodus, chapter 38, verse 24. Let me see if the hazardous. All right, yeah. If you got a question, hazardous, you just put it in the chat. All right, verse 24. All the gold. Wait, let me let you see it. All the gold that was occupied for the work and all the work of the holy place, even the gold of the offering, was 29 talents and 730 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary. All right, so that's the cost of the tabernacle. Okay, it's the top cost of the work of the holy place. Verse 25. And the silver of them that were numbered of the congregation was 100 talents, and 1,703 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary. So it says, and the silver of them that were numbered. Yeah. So that's how much silver was numbered. All right, verse 26. A bekah for every man, that is half a shekel, after the shekel of the sanctuary, for everyone that went to be numbered from 20 years old and upward, for 600,000 and 3,550 men. 600,000 and 3,000, 603,550 men. That's a lot of people. All right. All right, so yeah, so Bekah, what is a Bekah? Let's look that up real quick. Bakwai. All right, just half a shekel. Half part, also called shekel of the sanctuary or holy shekel. Half a shekel. There appears to be at least 3 different shekels, one of silver, gold, and copper. See Bible Dictionary for complete treatment of the subject. All right, so all we know is this is a this is currency. It's worth half a shekel, or maybe when I say shekel, because I get 2 different understandings of what a shekel is. Shekel, from what I understand, could be a weight, but it could also be a coin. So let me see. Shekel. Shekel, the chief unit of weight or measure. There you go. So gold is 1 of 1,000 of a talent. Right? Am I reading that? 10,000. 1 of 10,000 of a talent, and equal to 220 grains. Of shekel of silver is 1 of 3,000 of a talent, and equal to 132 grains, 132 grains. Copper. So basically, the worth of it. Damn, this is. See now, there needs to be a study on the bartering system of ancient Israel. So the shekel of gold was equal to the amount of 220 grains. So if I was to trade you a shekel of gold for grain, I would get 220 grains. If I traded you a shekel of silver, it would be equal to 132 grains. If I traded you a shekel of copper, it would be equal to 528 grains. So, or is that the weight? That's why I'm confused. I'm gonna have to ask these questions because now I have questions. You see that as it is? I got questions. Because now I want to know, is this talking about weight or is it talking about worth? Because gold, it looks to me like copper is worth more than gold. Gold is worth more than silver. That's what it looks like. Weird. Unless I'm reading this wrong. 1/3,000th of a talent. This is gold is 1/10,000th of a talent. Silver is 1/3,000th of a talent. Copper is 1/1500th of a talent. All right. So we're gonna do more research. I'm gonna have to do some more research on that to understand that better. Because I never really, that's been a subject that, I ain't really too skilled at understanding the whole bartering system of ancient Egypt. I'll ask more about that. I find that interesting. Okay, so, but however, half a shekel, which we know now is weight, half a shekel. So a beket is half the weight of a full shekel, if you would, depending on whatever material you're using, whatever metal you're using. After the shekel of the sanctuary, for everyone that went to be numbered from 20 years old and upward, for 600,000 and 3,000 and 550 men. Verse 27. And of the 100 talents of silver were cast the sockets of the sanctuary and the sockets of the veil, and 100 sockets of the 100 talents, a talent for a socket. Verse 28. And of the 1,775 shekels he made hooks, he made hooks for the pillars and overlaid their chapiters and filleted them. And the brass of the offering was 70 talents and 200 and 400 shekels. Verse 30. And therewith he made the sockets to the door of the tabernacles of the congregation, and the brassen altar, and the brassen gate for it, and all the vessels of the altar. Verse 31. And the sockets of the court round about, and the sockets of the court gate, and all the pins of the tabernacles, and all the pins of the court round about. All right, chapter 39, verse 1. And of the blue and purple and scarlet, they made cloths of service to do service in the holy place, and made the holy garments for Aaron, as the Lord commanded Moses. Verse 2. And he made the ephod of it. All right. The book of Exodus, chapter 39, verse 3, in the English. In the Hebrew. Waya Rakwa Ath Pakaya Hazahab Wa Kwataza Patha Yalam La Aisha Wath Ba Hawad Ha Thakalath Wa Bathawad Wa Bathwad Ha Aragaman Wa Bathawad. Okay, I see what happened. I see what happened. All right, Slakia. Verse 4. Kathapath, Aishawalawa, Kabarath, Al Shanya, Quataza Wa, Kabar, Wa Kasab, it's like a Wakashab, Apadathwa, Ashar, Alyawa, Thakalath, Wa Ragaman, Wa Thawalath, Shanya, Wa Sha'asha, it's like a Wa Shasha, Ma Shazar, Ka Ashar, Tazawa, Yahweh, Yahweh Ath Masha. Verse 6. Why Ya Aishua Ath Abunya Ha Shaham Ma Sabbath Ma Shabbatazak Zahab Ma Pathakath Path Wakaya Kawatham Al Shamwath Banya Yasha'ala. Verse 7. Why Yasham Atham Al Kathapath Ha'apad Abunya Zakarwan Labunya Yasha'ala Kashar Tazawa Yahweh Ath Masha Waya Aisha Ath Ha Kashan Ma'aisha Kashab Kama Aisha Apad Zahab Thakalath Wa Aragaman Wa Thalawa it's like a Wa Tha Wala Aith Shanya Wa Shasha Mashazar Rabawai Rabawai Haya Kapawal Ashua Ath Ha Kashan Zarath Arakwa Wa Zarath Rakabwa Kapawal Wayam La Awa Bawa Arabaiha Tawarya Abun Tawar Adam Patada Wa Barakwath Ha Tawar Ha Akkad Wa Ha Tawar Ha Shanya Napad Sapayar Waya Ahalam Wa Ha Tawar Ha Shalayashya Lasham Shabwa Wa Akalamha. All right, now in the English, look at Exodus chapter 39, verse 3. And they did beat the gold into thin plates and cut it into wires to work it in the blue and in the purple and in the scarlet and in the fine linen with cunning work. What is cunning work? Like wise. Like, cunning is like wise. You know what I mean? It's like we tell brothers who, put those garments together. Like, you did your thing on this. You know what I mean? Well, that's what they did. They did their thing on it. You know what I mean? Verse 4. They made shoulder pieces for it to couple it together by the two edges as it coupled together. Verse 5. And the curious girdle of his ephod that was upon it was of the same according to the work thereof, of gold, blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen. Imagine if we just had gold at our disposal to just make into a plate. Like you see these studs. I don't know if y'all see like these studs that I'm wearing. Like, imagine if we had pure gold just at our disposal. You know what I mean? Of course, you get these on Amazon for, dirt cheap. You get a ton of them for like $20. But imagine we had this gold at our disposal that we could just take some gold work it however we want to work it and just sew it into our garments. Like that would be amazing. That's what we waiting on, man. That's the patience of the saints right there. We just won't be able to put gold, like all these, you know what I'm saying, jewels and stuff in the crown. I just want to be able to take some gold, some diamonds, some rubies, some this, some that, and just throw it into a crown. You know what I mean? With just cunning work. That'll be fire. Just throw it on there, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what we all want to do. Like y'all see them rappers jewelry, the way that rappers jewelry is, how they just, they think creatively and they come up with these different ideas for a chain or like a charm for their necklace. You know what I mean? That's how we are. That's just the way we think. That's how we are. So, you know what I mean? Just imagine we had the world in our possession and all the things in it. This place would be, they wouldn't be able to stop us, man. All right, so verse 6. And they wrought onyx stones enclosed in ouches of gold, graven as signets are graven with the name of the children of Israel. So what did they do? They carved the names of the children of Israel into these stones. All right. So each one of these stones, this is where you get the breastplate, that breastplate of stones from, where they took stones, different types of stones, and they carved names, the children, the 12 tribes of Israel, into these stones. Right? That's what it means to graven. It says graven as signets are graven. Right? Like you would, like a king's signet, how you would, or even look at it like this. Like when people make stone statues, like they'll sculpt the statue, and then somewhere on that statue you'll see like their signet etched into the artwork. You know what I mean? Some people get like this signet made, like they get a piece for their signet. They get a piece made for their signet to where they hold it like against their stone and they hit it with the hammer and it etches their signet or their logo or whatever you want to call it into their artwork. You know what I mean? Some people even do it with leather. Some people burn it in with leather. You know what I mean? You got certain tools that you can do. You can heat up and press it into your leather, and it does it that way. I know Captain I.S.U.P.K does that with his leather, right? So yeah, that's what they did with these onyx stones, and he put them on the shoulders of the ephod, that they should be stones for a memorial to the children of Israel. Now, real quick, y'all probably asking, what is an ephod? So let's look it up. All right. A priestly garment, shoulder cape or mantle, or outer garment, okay, worn by an ordinary priest and made of white stuff, worn by the high priest, more costly, woven of gold, blue, purple, scarlet, and linen, threads provided with shoulder pieces, and a breast piece of like material, ornamented with gems and gold. So you could have just a normal, ordinary garment. You know what I mean? Just something that you could, like a lot of brothers, they come into the truth. You know what I'm saying? And they just get just any garment. You know what I'm saying? Just get a good garment made. They're not worried about putting studs all in it. They're not worried about putting all these special pieces and stuff on it. They just want a garment, and that's right. That's cool. That's good for a priest to have. It's the ordinary garment. You understand? And that's cool. But then you got another garment that's made and it's got the more costly stuff in it. You got, it's woven with gold. You understand? It's got blue and purple and scarlet. Some brothers just want a black garment with none of these things on it. Some brothers want all type, like I got all type of colors in my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like just because that's what I wanted. You know what I mean? So yeah, it says in a breast piece of light material, ornamented with gems and golds. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this is. It's just like this. What you're reading about is precisely what is going on. It's got a little breast piece, and it's got gold and buttons and all type of things. You know what I'm saying? Fringes and stuff hanging from it. Things of that nature. Because that's the culture. You know what I mean? If anybody ever asks, why is the UPK wearing that goofy stuff? Well, it's in the Bible. This is an effort. All right? This is a garment. Don't be mad at me for doing what the Bible teaches us. Why is your preacher wearing a three-piece suit? That's not in the Bible. Where is the three-piece suit at in the Bible? Where is the suit and tie, a blazer, and a vest, and a button-up shirt at? Where is all that at in the Bible? You're supposed to be a priest. Well, where is it? You understand? That's not in the Bible. So what we wear is in the Bible, and what they wear is from the oppressor, the devil. All right. So yeah, that's an effort, right? Now, where we at? Verse 9. It was foursquare. It was four square. They made the breastplate double. A span was the length thereof, and they spanned the breadth thereof, being doubled. All right, real quick. Let's get the span. And Zerath is the word in Hebrew. It means span, a unit of measure approximately half cubit, or the distance from the thumb to the little finger. So so like, big up to Officer Nashak out of Florida, man. He taught me that this is about, he said something about how this is typically about 8 inches. Like from your tip of your thumb to the tip of your little finger, your pinky, is about 8 inches, right? And that's how carpenters measure out 8 inches. You know what I mean? So now we see that in the Bible, according to the Bible, that's a span. It's pretty cool, if you ask me. Maybe it's just me. All right, let's get back to it. So that's a span. It's about from the tip of your thumb to your tip of your finger, pinky. All right, and now of course everybody doesn't have the same size hand, so it's probably gonna be different for everybody. But it's a roundabout measurement. Verse 10. And they set in it 4 rows of stones. The first row was a sardius, a topaz, and a carbuncle. This was the first row. Now these are all stones. These different stones, you can look them up, see what type of stones these are. You got the sardius, the topaz, and the carbuncle. All right. In verse 11, it says, in the second row, an emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond. The next row you have, in the third row, a ligure, an agate, and an amethyst. In the fourth row, a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. They were enclosed in ouches of gold in their enclosings. So they were wrapped around, they were tied down with gold. You understand? verse 14. Oh no, that's it. It's like, yeah. So now we're going to read the book of Exodus, chapter 39, verse 14 in the Hebrew. All right. I'm sorry, 13. We're going to start at verse 13. Okay. So, why ha to war, ha rabayah, tha rashayash, shaham, waya shapa, ma wa sabath, ma shabat tazath, zahab, ba malaatham. Verse 14. So again, verse 14. Waha abunyam al shamath banya yasha'ala hanash shathyam aishara al shamtham pathawak ya katham ayash al shamwa la shanyam aishar shabbat. Verse 15. Waya Aisha, Shlaga, Waya Aisha, Al Hakashan, Sharath, Bagabalath, Ma Aisha, Aibath, Zahab, Tahawar, Waya Aisha, Shafya, Ma Shabbatazath, Zahab, Wa Shafya, Taba'aith, Zahab, Wayatanwa, Ath, Shafya, Hataba'aith, Al, Shanya, Kwataza, Wath, Ha-Khashan, verse 17, Wayathanwa, Shafya, Ha'aibath, or Ha'aibathath, Hazahab, Al, Shafya, Ha-Taba'aith, Al, Kwatazawath, Ha-Kashan, Wa'ath, Shafya, Kwatazawath, Shafya, Ha'aibathath, Nathanwa, Al Shafya, Ha-Ma-Shabbatazath, Wayathanam, Al Kathapath, Ha-Apad, Al Mawal, Panyawa, 19, Waya Aishua, Shafya, Taba'aith, Zahab, Waya Shayamwa, Al Shanya, Kwatazawath, Ha Kashan, Al Shapathwa, Ashar, Al Ibar, Ha Apad, Ba Ya'atha, Waya Aishua, Shathaya, Taba'aith, Zahab, Waya Tanam, Al Shafya, Kathapath, Ha-Apad, Mala-Mata, Ma-Mawal, Panyawa, La'aymath, Ma-Kabarath, Wa, Ma-Ma'al, La-Khashab, Ha-Apad. Verse 21, Waya-Rakaswa, Ath, Ha-Kashan, Ma-Taba'aith, Yawa, All Taba'aith, Ha-Apad, Ba-Pathayal, Tha-Kalath, La Hayath, Al Kashab, Ha-Apad, Wala'a Yazak Ha Kashan Ma'al Ha Apad Ka Ashar Tazawa Yahweh Ath Masha, verse 22. Waya Aish, it's like a Waya Aisha Ath Ma'alia, it's like a Ma'ayal Ha Apad Ma'aisha Arag Kalayal Da Kalat. Alright, in the English, verse 14. And the stones were according to the names of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet, every one with his name according to the 12 tribes. Verse 15. And they made upon the breastplate chains at the ends of the wreathen work of pure gold. Right? Of the wreathen work of pure gold. Okay. Verse 16. So y'all know the breastplate. I think y'all have seen it. Some of y'all have seen it before, where there's a plate of gold and there's different colored stones tied down to this plate, and then chains of gold at the ends of that. Now, his was heavy about it. Like, that's how black people style. Like, this is what I don't understand about how anybody cannot see that the Israelites were Negroes. Who else styles themselves the way the Israelites do, besides blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? We the ones with those big old goals. It says wreathen, like a wreath. You ever seen a wreath? Let me see if I pull up a picture of a wreath. Let me show y'all a wreath real quick. Maybe I'll just show it to you like this. Look at this page. You see, these are wreaths. Right now, imagine one of these made out of gold. How would that look? I'm pretty sure you've seen it before. I'll show you that. Big rope chain. Here it is, right? And now you gotta ask yourself, where have you seen this before? Where have you seen this big old rope chain? Where have you seen this before? In hip hop culture? Okay. Hell, we started making in like the early 2000s, we started making these out of rubber bands, made out of rubber bands. It's just how we style ourselves. It's bigger than, you know, it's bigger than what we make. It's bigger than just, I mean, of course, now you see white boys wearing it, rope chains, you know what I'm saying, thinking they cool. But we didn't do it to be cool. We did it because it was cool. You know what I'm saying? We did it because it was just something we wanted to do, and it became cool. It was like, oh, damn, that's cool. Nigga, LL Cool J got the big rope chain. Yeah, well, that's in the Bible. And that's what the gold chain that was wrapped, that was connected to that breastplate looked like a wreath. You understand? Which is why I said it was wreathen work of pure gold. That's our style. They shalom just aren't paint. What's on Christ? You know what I mean? So that being said, let's keep reading. Where we at? says, and they made 2 ounces of gold and 2 gold rings, and put the 2 rings in the 2 ends of the breastplate. Right, just because what you need something to hold on to the gold. You need something for the chain to hold on to. So you put rings on the breastplate. This is the whole breakdown of how to make a chain. This is the whole breakdown of how to make a gold chain. You wonder why black men wear these big old chunks on their chain. You know what I'm saying? With all type of different jewels and stuff inside it. This is our culture. This is how we are. This is our spirit, man. This is how we style ourselves. And here we are 2,000, 3,000, whatever, however long later, still doing the same thing that was written in Exodus. You put the ring on it, and guess what? Right now you have the Arabs are the ones that own the jewelry store, and so they make the chains. But why are they making it? Because it's such a commodity to black people. Black people are the ones who you see lining up to get gold chains, gold rings, and gold grills, and diamond plated this and diamond plated that. Who else is getting that? You know what I mean? For the most part, it's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And then other people follow along because we make it cool. But that's how we rock. And now they know how to, just like it's a chicken joint on every street corner, but the Arabs are filling up the streets. Like the Arabs are the ones making the chicken. They don't eat chicken like that. They don't eat fried chicken like that. But they know we do. And of course, it's easy to make money off of the Lord's people. You understand? We'll go spend money with an Arab before we ever go spend money at a black person's, restaurant, at another Negro's restaurant. We say they overpricing on the chicken over there at Tyrone's, at Devon's. He pricing too much. Guess what else the Arabs own in our neighborhoods? All the urban wear clothing stores. Where you get your Coogee and your Fubu and whatever's hot these days. You going to an Arab to get it. So they just cornering the whole market for black people. They selling us our jewelry, they selling us our clothes, they selling us our fried chicken. You know what I mean? And we don't see no problem with that. We don't see no problem with that. But got the nerve to be up at odds with the Mexicans. Yeah, we need to pick our battles better. You understand? So this is how we are. They put rings on the breastplate at the ends. And verse 18, in the 2 ends of the 2 wreathen chains, they fastened in the 2 ouches and put them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod before it. Verse 19. And they made 2 rings of gold and put them on the 2 ends of the breastplate upon the border of it, which was on the side of the ephod inward. Verse 20. And they made 2 other golden rings and put them on the 2 sides of the ephod underneath toward the forepart of it, over against the other coupling thereof, above the curious girdle of the ephod. Verse 21. And they did bind the breastplate with his rings unto the rings of the ephod, with the lace of blue, that it might be above the curious gold girdle of the ephod. And it's like in that the breastplate might not be loosed from the ephod, as the Lord commanded Moses. So they basically strapped this thing down onto the garment, connected it with rings, tied those rings to the chain, put the chain on the ephod at the top and on the bottom, so that the bottom don't go over the girdle, which is like this. You see this little belt piece? This is the girdle. And so the breastplate is right above the girdle, and the rings are on the side of the breastplate, and it's strapping it down to the ephod, the garment. You understand? So that it don't come off the garment. All right, now verse 22. And he made the robe of the ephod of woven work of all of blue. So it's a blue robe on the garment. This is a fly ass garment. If I do say so myself, like I'm having thoughts and visions, I'm like, damn, I should make that. Cause it's dope. This is like, you wonder where we get our style from. Our elders. I don't really like that word, but it's not a wrong word. But I don't really like it because all fake Israelites be using the elder this and the elder that. But our so-called elders, if you want to call them that, you know what I'm saying, sat down, read this Bible, and said, this is what a garment looks like. Realize that this is how a garment is supposed to look. This is what we should be wearing. Not the 3-piece suit like the goddamn preacher in the Christian church is wearing. And damn sure not that crap that them Arab, them rabbis wear. None of that is our culture. But this right here, this is our culture. Gold chains and gold plates and, jewels and diamonds and stones and all these things. That's our style. That's our culture. That's how we should be rocking our stuff. You know what I mean? All right, so now we're going to go to verse 23. All right, the book of Exodus, chapter 39, verse 23. Wapaya Hama'ayala Salaki Hamaya'ayal Bath Wakwa Bath Wakawa Kapaya Ta Karath Shapa La Payawa Sabayab La'a Ya Kwarai. Verse 24. Waya Aishua Al Shawalaya Ha Ma'alia. It's like Ha Ma'ayala Ra Mawanya Tha Kalath Wa Aragaman Wa Tha Wala'aith Shanya Mashazar Waya Aishua. Verse 25. Pa Aimanya Zahab Tahawar Wayatanwa Atha Ha Pa'ai. So I get Ha Pa Aimanyam Bathwaka Haramanyam Al Shawalya Hama'ayala. So Hama'ayal Sabayab Bathwaka Haramanyam. Verse 26. Da'aiman Wa Raman Pa'aiman Wa Raman Al Shawalya Hama'ayal Sabayab La Sharath Ka Ashar Tazawa Yahweh Atha Masha. Verse 27. Waya Aishua Atha Ha Kathanath Shasha Ma'aisha Araga La Aharan Wa La Bunyawa. Verse 28. Wa Atha Ha Mataza Napath Shasha Wa Atha Pa Araya Ha Ma Gaba'aith Shasha Wa Atha Ma Kanasaya Habad Shasha Mashazar. Verse 29. Wa Atha Ha Abanat Ha Abanata Shasha Mashazar Wata Kalath Wa Aragaman Wata Wala Aith Shanya Ma'aisha Raquam Kashar, Tazawa, Yahweh, Atha, Mashah, Waya Aishua, Atha, Taza Yataza, Nazar, Hakwadash, Zahab, Tahawar, Waya Kathabwa, Alyawa, Ma Kathab, Pa Thawakaya, Kawatham, Kodash, La Yahweh, Waya Athanwa, Alyawa, Pa Thayal, Ta Kalath, La Tatha, Al Hamatazanapath, Ma Lama'ai, La Ma Lama'aila, Ka'ashar, Tazawa, Yahweh, Atha, Mashah. All right. The book of Exodus, chapter 39, verse 23. And there was an hole in the midst of the robe, as the hole of an habergeon, with a band round about the hole, that is, it's like that it should not rend. Real quick, let's see what that habergeon. Let's see what that is. Zahara'ah is the word. Let's look at it. Hadara'ah. Habergeon. A corselet. In the original sense, a linen corselet or corselet, as white or hollow. Well, let's look at corselet. A corselet, also spelled corselet, can refer to both a piece of, in the context of armor, it typically refers to a breastplate and back piece. Sometimes with it's a one-piece foundation item combining a bra and girdle. All right, so y'all seen that, right? Y'all see the pictures. That's the corselet or corselet. So it's hollow. So that's what I guess that's what it's talking about, with a hole in it, right? That it rend not. So let's keep going. That it should not rend. Verse 24. And they made upon the hems of the robe pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet and twined linen. Now, the pomegranates is like it's like little bells. It's like little bells, but they're not necessarily made of metal like bells. It can be. I have seen something like that where they're metal, but they can actually be made out of like twine, like or yarn. You can make them like that, or you can just make it out of fabric and stuff it with something. But yeah, just imagine what a pomegranate looks like, and just picture that made out of fabric, hanging from the bottom of a garment, or however they put it. It says, and they made bells of. Hold up, it says, and they made upon the hems of the robe pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet, and twined linen. All right, so verse 25, and they made bells of pure gold, and put the bells between the pomegranates upon the hem of the robe, roundabout between the pomegranates. So there you go. Those are the bells. Well, these are actual bells that it's talking about. These are like little bells that they put between the pomegranates. But when I say bells, like think jingle bells, right? How it's like a ball and it's got something inside it that's loose. So when it shakes, it makes a sound. Think like that, not like the bell, like the Liberty Bell shape. If y'all can understand that. All right, verse 26. A bell and a bell and a pomegranate, round about the hem of the robe to minister in, as the Most High commanded Moses. Verse 27. Where am I stopping at? I think I might have read. Where am I stopping at? I started at 23, right? Stopping at 31. All right. Verse 27. And they made coats of fine linen of woven work for Aaron and for his sons, and a mitre of fine linen, and goodly bonnets, and of fine linen, and linen breeches of the twined linen. Let's look up mitre real quick. Verse 28. Oh damn, y'all not even with me. That's my bad. Verse 28. Mitri. Matazanapath. Excuse me. So, all right, definitions: the turban of the high priest, a tiara, i.e., official turban of a king or high priest, a diadem, which is a word that we commonly use, diadem or mitre. You understand? I'm gonna show you what a diadem or a mitre is. These things that priest and officer Hazahad once again makes. These long, fabric, these thin fabric, that's rolled up like this, that you wrap around your head. This is a mitre or a diadem. Some would call it a turban. Why? That's exactly what it looks like on your head, except you do not cover the top of your head. With mitre, you are not supposed to cover your top of your head. You're supposed to leave the crown of your head uncovered, which is why these war scars that we wear have a hole in the top. You can see my hair in the top. You understand? Because you don't cover your head. If you're a priest and you cover your head, you shame your head. All right, when you pray and prophesy. And as for women, if your head is uncovered when you're praying or prophesying, then you shame your head. You know what I'm saying? But for men, you do not cover your head. Most times, like those, whether you're East Indian or you might be Arab, whatever, they have these turbans that cover the top of their head. And that's not what we do. Okay? Even Muslims have those kufis. Kufis cover your entire head. Whether it's a kufi or whatever, a turban, anything. That's whatever. That's y'all. That's why it's clear that we have different gods. Israelites are not Muslim. We do not worship the same God. Although God, the word God in Hebrew is Allah, our God's name is not Allah. That's like saying your teacher's name is teacher. Your teacher's name is not teacher. Your teacher has a name, but you might call her teacher or him teacher. I mean, it's like saying your mom's name is mom. Your mom's name is not mom, but you might call her mom. You understand? Well, that's why we call the Most High by his name. You know what I'm saying? When we pray. Other than that, yeah, we'll call him God. We'll call him the Most High. Call him Lord. We'll call him Father. You understand? Because these are titles. And when you respect someone, you call them by their title. Mr., Sir, Ambassador, President, Mr. President. You understand? Like y'all call the president Mr. President. Why? Because he has a title. And in order to give respect to that title, you call him by your title. You call sir, not sir, you call me officer, right? A captain, you call him, hey, Cap. What's going on, Cap? What's going on, Captain? I know a lot of y'all on Clubhouse and in the YouTube world, y'all deal with Captain Tazariak a lot. What do y'all call him? Cap. Y'all call him Cap. You understand? Because that's his title. So, yeah, we don't have the same God, even though we have a turban, so to speak. We don't cover our head with our turban. Your God will allow it, our God will not. We have different gods. All right, so let's keep going. Verse 29, in a girdle of fine twined linen, let me let y'all see. In a girdle of fine twined linen, in blue and purple and scarlet of needlework, as the Most High commanded Moses. And they made the plate of the holy crown of pure gold, and wrote upon it a written word. And wrote upon it a writing like to the engravings of a signet, holiness to the Lord. And what does that actually say? Because when it's capitalized like that, it's saying it, but it's translations. Let's go to the actual translation. What is that? Verse 30. So on the crown was actually written this. Like it's translating it to holiness to the Lord, but what it actually says is Kodash La Yahweh, which is the Most High's name, Yahweh. So Kodash La Yahweh, holiness to Yahweh. That's what was on the crown. You understand? So verse 31. And they tied unto it a lace of blue. And just so y'all know, I read that because, hold up, be there in 10 minutes. Most High Christ. So what it says is holiness to Yahweh. That's what was written in Hebrew. In Hebrew, in case y'all didn't know, the Bible was written in Hebrew. People spoke Hebrew back then. They didn't speak English. There weren't a lot of letters and characters like in the English language today. To learn more about that, you should tune into the Hebrew class every Friday. Every Friday at 9 p.m. Central. Okay? Tune in to the Hebrew class taught by Officer Rawam. You understand? He teaches the Hebrew class every week. He does an excellent job. If you got any questions about Hebrew, you should definitely ask. Learn your Hebrew because it's your culture. That's what we spoke, and that's what we will speak in the kingdom. All right, but that's what was written on the crown in Hebrew, Kodash La Yahweh. Verse 22. Thus was all the work of the tabernacle of the tent of the congregation finished, and the children of Israel did according to all that the Most High commanded Moses, so did they. All right, Most High Christ, clap it up. All right, a lot of for tuning in. All right, so that's everything for the Sabbath service. All right, real quick, La Yashala. Looks like I'm gonna have to roll soon, y'all. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say the Lord's Prayer gonna roll out. All right, so Imajim, Sar Wapan Yahako down, which means turn and face the east. I'm gonna send up the Lord's Prayer, first in the Hebrew, and then in the English. Repeat after me. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwtka, Taba'a, Ra Tazaka, Haya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Haya, Ba'ashamayim, Nathananawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakhlanawa, Kawawat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawawat Yanawa, Wala'a, Dabaya'a Nawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Ra, Kayam, Laka, Hamalakwath, Waha'ala, Wahataparath, La'aiwalamyam, Aman. In the English, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Yajimata, hands down. Sar, which means to turn. Sisters can be seated. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Imam Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatham. Yajimata, what we said was, Most High, in the name of Christ, bless you. Sisters can stand. Men of Israel, turn and face the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Imam Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yajimata, hands down. What we said was, Most High, watch over you in the name of Christ. That is missed. That concludes the Sabbath service. Shalom.
Yeah, Babylon is falling.